Hi guys, today I'm here to review the Physicians Formula The Healthy Foundation. I'm going to be doing, application with sponge and then brush, and then I'm going to be doing a wear test throughout the day. I've already worn this once yesterday, so I've got an idea of how it wears, performs, and feels, but I'm going to do it again just because I feel like first impressions aren't super accurate. So I'm just gonna read off a few basics. It comes with 16 different shades, either light, medium, or dark, and then I think it goes warm tone, neutral, and cool tone. So that's how they've kind of arranged it. So this one promises to be a long-wearing, buildable, and breathable foundation that provides lightweight, medium coverage with a healthy satin finish. They've also got a bunch of great benefits in it. So key ingredients were brightening complex, which is Chinese Wuzhu extract. I've never heard of that. Hyaluronic acid, vitamin A, C, E, antioxidant blend, and protective SPF 20. So the SPF 20 isn't on the Canadian bottle, which is this one. It doesn't say on there just because I think when you bring it to Canada, there's a lot of paperwork and people just don't claim it, but the formulation tends to be the same. And so the shade I got was LN4. This was the closest shade I could get. They have the next one up would have been medium warm 2, which originally I had wanted to get based off of swatches, but then it oxidizes, and also when you swatch it, my face is significantly lighter than the rest of my body, so it just looked like way too orange and dark on me. I am about an NC 25 in MAC shades, if that helps, so I think this might be your best bet if you're around my skin tone. I bought this for $14.99 Canadian at Shoppers Drug Mart, and that's already on sale. Regular price is about $18, $19 to $20 even, so definitely on the pricey side. And so for the applicator, you have it's kind of like the Clinique foundation concealer, and also the new Tarte Shape Tape foundation. So I originally didn't think I would dislike this applicator, but you'll see soon that it doesn't really pick up enough product in one swipe, in one go, and you have to kind of go back in and do multiple foundation pickups, which can get annoying if I am in a rush. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and apply the foundation so you guys can see, half with sponge, half with brush. My skin, I have a lot of acne scarring. They're not hyperpigmentation that much, but just dense. I concealed this little guy here. So first off, I'm going to go in with the sponge. Don't mind this, I burned myself with my curler. I'm stupid, I know, it happens so often. And I'm just gonna swatch this on my face for you guys to see. It's quite light, but once it dries, it really does dry like a shade darker. If you guys check out my blog post, which I'll link down below, you'll see pictures of before and after shots of the actual foundation. So I'm just gonna go in and just swipe my face, beauty blender, and test this out. I really love this foundation when I wore it yesterday because it really was just so lightweight, so natural looking, and really just kind of blurred my skin, but it made it look like real skin. So let's see, and hopefully that works again today. It's blending in really easily with my beauty blender. Right now I don't have too much hyperpigmentation, and you can see that it's giving this natural kind of sheen, and you can see my face is quite pale compared to my body now, but hopefully that oxidizes a little bit, and some bronzer definitely will fix that. What do you guys think? So now I'm gonna go ahead onto the other side of my face with a brush. So I'm just gonna swipe this. So I'm just taking a brush from Real Techniques, and I'm just gonna pat that in. With these kind of brushes, you kind of want to almost stipple, because I find if you swirl around, you get brush marks. Yeah, that definitely covered a lot more than this side. Okay, so what do you guys think? So I think this foundation, as of now, is just really evened out my complexion in the first kind of layer. But then if you use a brush, as I said, it really builds up more coverage. It definitely is light to medium coverage, light on the initial first go, and then it's buildable to medium. But I did notice when I was wearing it yesterday, I couldn't build it past medium. I had that pimple on my nose, and the reason why I already concealed it with concealer was because there is no way this foundation is going to cover that hyperpigmentation. So if you do have a lot of discoloration on your face, keep that in mind, because I don't think this will be great. It will be good for evening out your complexion, but you definitely will need to go back in with a concealer just to cover up the darker spots. And that's what I've done, and the foundation layered nicely on it. It is a little dry, that spot, so I can see that it's not emphasizing the dryness, but it's also not making it look better. So if you do have dry skin that's flaky, I don't know how this foundation would work. The finish is satin, kind of natural glowy, so I would recommend this for people who have normal to dry and combination skin. So I'm just gonna finish the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. Hi guys, so I'm back with all my makeup done. Overall, I think this foundation looks great. It is still like, you know, like you can see there's quite a difference. I have powdered my face with a powder that's a little bit darker than my complexion naturally, and I've also bronzed primer my face just to kind of balance it out. The neutral undertone in this particular foundation though, I've noticed is leaning a little pink beige, which is not the right undertone for me because I am obviously more yellow, you can see, and that is my main issue. The fact that it's pinky, like you can see when I wear shirts like this that it's very obvious. It kind of blur my skin out. It layered really well with my other products. So when I put my powder and my blush and my bronzer, like everything and my highlight looks great, no patchiness, nothing, and it doesn't feel tacky at all, especially after I powdered. And I'm really excited to see how this goes. It's right now 11:30. I've had this on for about 45 minutes. I'm gonna round it up to the hour. So I've had this on for an hour. It settled down. It had settled in my smile lines a little bit, but usually that's 99% of the case with all the foundations I've used. I'll check back in with again in a few hours. I have a paper to write, some work to do, and I will be back in a little bit. Hey guys, so currently right now my second check-in, it's currently 3 p.m. so I've had the foundation on for over 4 hours now, and usually this point is okay. My foundation doesn't break apart usually, and this one as well, it still looks good. I have noticed though, if you guys get close, that I'm getting cakey. Do you see that? Right here. I'm looking a little cakey there. Same around this side, you can see. And my smile lines are not horrible, but they're definitely there. It's just not a big issue. All my foundations tend to do this. I just like to smile a lot. And my chin too is looking a little similar, but it's not a big deal. Happens with all my foundation. And this is in front of natural daylight, so you guys can see everything in natural lighting. And so everything is looking good at 4 hours and a bit. I will check back with you guys again in a few more hours to see if anything has broken apart. So far it is looking good, and I'll see you in a few. So this is my 7-hour check-in, and so the major difference I saw was that the powder on my face started to kind of melt in with like the rest of my makeup, I guess, and I could see that I started getting a little patchy around this area. It's gonna be hard to see now, but I didn't touch up or blot. I'm not shiny, but around my nose it's starting to look a little cakey still, and here the area around my nose is definitely patchy. Like, it's not like, wow, it's so patchy. It's like, if I look closely, I'm like, oh, I think that's my skin and not the foundation. So that's something to keep in note. Same goes with my chin. However, that's not an issue with the tip of my nose, which it's really weird. I swear it's usually oily. So I'll check in again in a bit. So it's been just over 8 hours. This is my last check-in because usually my days are just 8 hours long and I'll take my foundation off. So I checked again and there's not a whole lot of difference from my 7-hour check-in, given it's only been an hour. And the fading has just faded a little bit more. It's a little more faded here, but of course it's very natural. Like, I can barely tell, especially when the light gets dimmer. It's even harder to tell, but my skin looks really great for a foundation that is more glowy and natural. This is extremely long wearing, I think, considering it's not like one of those matte long wear foundations. I do have here a blotting sheet. I'm just gonna do that now, and you can see that I am a little bit oily just around my nose. Let's see how this goes. And this one's really cool because you can actually see. So yeah, I'm not a whole lot oily, but I'm definitely oily. If you guys can see that, I know it's kind of gross. And there is a little bit of transfer on here. specifically from this area, but after I blot it, I look great again, I think, which is amazing. So all in all, I really enjoyed this foundation. I think I'll continue to wear it on a daily basis. I highly recommend this for those who are looking for light to medium coverage, natural satin finish, and are between normal to combination oily or dry skin. I don't think it'd be very good if you have a lot of like flaky skin. However, if you do have some pores and texture, this foundation does a good job on kind of blurring your skin and making it just look very skin and natural. So if you're into that, I would recommend that you guys take a look at the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation, and let me know if there's any other foundations you want me to try and review or makeup products. And don't forget to please follow, subscribe, and like. Bye guys!